All right, welcome back. So we just had the two games tonight, both of them early games. So we're all done with hockey for this evening. Both entertaining games, pretty interesting results. So let's go ahead and jump right in with the Edmonton Oilers and the Toronto Maple Leafs. And yes, the Oilers, without Connor McDavid, it definitely had an impact on the game. And so let's get into this. Smith versus Campbell, again, the no McDavid thing. Tavares has a tip that goes wide early. The shots were 2 apiece at 2 minutes. The Leafs, since November 1st, coming into this game, a .795 points percentage, which is first in the NHL. The interesting thing was, during the Penguins game, they mentioned they have the best points percentage since November 18th. So, depends on how you measure the stats, right? So, Nylander steals one and then ends up with a goal. Kerfoot with the assist on that one of .425. Looked to me like Nylander with the steal, but I guess Nylander with a nice stick handle there, and he gets the goal. It goes off Smith's foot and in, and it's only the third shot. So that makes it 1-0 for Toronto. Engvall then has a blast that saved. Hyman waved during the tribute, even though no one was there, so they gave a nice video tribute. Nobody there. So in that situation, honestly, I think the best thing to do is for the Leafs in this case to tell Hyman, look, we really appreciate everything you did while you were here. Next season, you come in, we'll do a video tribute at that point when fans are here. And I think that's what the NHL should do. But again, these are strange times. So Sevier has a net drive that saved the Leafs press at 7 minutes. Smith denied Tavares. The Oilers' defense early looked, lacking. It was iffy. And remember, the Leafs have had a lot of time off. The Oilers have too. Like you can see, the Canadian teams are a little bit out of sync here. Ritchie has a rush chance that's saved. And then Perlini ties the game from Sevier and Turris at 10 minutes. So exactly at the halfway point, it's a tie game. Ceci has a blast save. The Oilers press, however. I'm so used to things not necessarily going the Oilers' way. Draisaitl would score during that press from Yamamoto and Fogle at 11-12. It's a 2-1 lead in favor of the Edmonton Oilers. Shore has a chance then 3-on-2. That's saved. The Oilers press with 7 minutes left. It looked like, hey, maybe they're going to steal this one. Cassian has a rush chance that's saved. Hyman was mic'd up during this game. I was kind of hoping it would be Koskinen. The feud between Koskinen and Tippett has gone up. And if I remember, I'll talk about it once we get to the end of this game. So, at least in gossip circles, it's gone up. It's not like Koskinen said anything about Tippett after the game, or Tippett said anything about Koskinen. So the Leafs had a 3-on-2, Bunting's denied, and then Brody in the final minute scores from Nylander and Matthews at 19:34. Now it looked like it went off Marner's skate. They initially gave Marner the goal. They changed it to Brody. So apparently it did not hit Marner's skate. But that makes it 2-2 after one. Second period, Perlini has a net drive that wouldn't go. Both teams with some sloppy passing early in this one. Smith bails out the Oilers after a turnover. Oilers get a power play. The Leafs kill that off, allow 2 shots. Few scoring chances in the first half of the period. Perlini continues to impress in this game. Of course, he had the goal there, and he had some opportunities in the second as well. Leafs press. They draw themselves a power play. Marner has a chance, but it's a bouncing puck. There's a shorthanded chance for Draisaitl. Puck is saved. Marner hits a post. The horn sounded. The music started up a little bit, so whoever runs the horn in Toronto thought it was in. It wasn't. We're up to 99 games now since Marner last scored a power play goal. And I'm wearing the Mitch Marner jersey here. I really think that for Marner, at some point things are going to come to a head. Either he starts to get things going again and we see like this fantastic Mitch Marner we've seen in previous seasons, or at least figure something out. So it may mean changing lines for him or whatever, but Marner's fighting it a little bit. So shorthanded chance for Draisaitl to post for Marner, and it's killed off. No shots actually hit the net during the Leafs power play. Simmons then had a blast that was blocked. McLeod can't bury one on a turnover. There's a last-minute press by the Leafs. It's still 2-2 going into the third period. Third period was wide open, much like the first, so it's like they took time off from all the scoring chances in the second. Third period, early press by the Leafs. Nylander fires one wide. Pretty good start to the game. Cassian had a rush chance that was saved. Yamamoto with a chance as well, fires wide. Matthews with a backhand, he fires high. The shots are 3-3 at 7 minutes, but again, there was more wide open chances in this. Hyman has a net drive. The Oilers press after that. The Leafs get a power play. Riley has a chance that's saved, but there was no screen on that play. And then Mikheyev on the power play. He scores at 11:25. So that makes it 3-2. And Mikheyev said after the game, if I've got a shot, why not take it kind of thing. Yeah, that's a good idea. Somewhere Bruce Boudreau agreed with him. And that's 8 games in a row where the Leafs have had a power play goal. The power play for the Leafs has been very hot and cold. Right now it's hot. Turris then had a rush chance save. The Oilers push on that. Nurse had a shot that was gloved and held. Kerfoot with a break. He ends up hitting the post on that. Bouchard then had a blast that was saved. Hall deflects Nurse's shot out. Goaltender gets pulled with 1:35 seconds left. Campbell makes saves, holds onto it. 1:13 left. The Oilers get a power play. Kerfoot beats out an icing. The Oilers press some more. Or they didn't get a power play. The Oilers called a timeout with 1:13 left. I think I was thrown off by this game here. So the Oilers called a timeout with 1:13 left. Kerfoot beats out an icing. The Oilers press some more. However, Kerfoot gets an empty netter from his own side of the blue line at 19:45. I don't even know if he was trying to get that in the net or if he just wanted to dump it out. By the look on his face, I'd say he was just trying to dump it out. So he gets the goal to go with his assist. The Leafs win this one 4-2. They go to 22-8-2, and they do the Canucks, the Sharks, the Jets, and the Kings a favor with this one. The Oilers dropped to 18-14-2. This is a problem. They're 2-9-2 since they were 16-5. So this is not a great run for the Oilers unless you're a team that's chasing them. The shots in this one: 15-9 Toronto in the first, 8-7 Edmonton in the second, 13-11 Edmonton in the third. Final shots 33-30 for Toronto. Power plays 0-for-1 for Edmonton, 1-for-2 for Toronto. Hits 22-19 for the Leafs. Smith saves 29 out of 32. Campbell saves 28 out of 30. After the game, the coach of the Oilers, Dave Tippett, said Smith gave them a chance to win. So the battle of Smith versus Koskinen continues. And again, Koskinen's contract, I don't know how tradable that is. I'm not sure what you get back. The only name that comes to mind for me is Korpisalo. And I don't know that Leaf fans be fine with Korpisalo going to Edmonton. I don't know that Oiler fans would be all that happy with Korpisalo, and I'm just being honest. Having watched Korpisalo this year and last year, I don't see him as an upgrade really on Koskinen. So, again, we'll see what happens, right? Next up, St. Louis. St. Louis made a mistake in this game, and it reminded me of Vancouver versus Calgary. Let's discuss. It's Binnington versus DeSmith. The Blues had a 2-on-1. Thomas is denied. And it felt like turnovers could be the key to this one early. There were some turnovers leading to 2-on-1s early in this. Sundqvist has a chance to save the Blues press. Rodriguez with a net feed to Kapanen. That wouldn't go. Mikkola blocks a prime chance. I'm going to say that Mikkola is not going to be a popular guy when he goes into Pittsburgh from here on. Just throwing that out there. Blues press. DeSmith makes saves. Shots are 5-4 for the Blues at the half. Both goalies sharp. No second chances so far in the game. Penguins shot blocking and pretty underrated defense for the Pittsburgh Penguins. Honestly, and Dumoulin comes to mind as one that's underrated. And I always see Penguins fans saying Dumoulin's underrated. You can go back to videos of mine 4 years ago. I talk about how much I like Brian Dumoulin. So the shots are 5-4 for the Blues at the half. And then Crosby has a chance that tips wide. Dumoulin holds Perron to the outside. That's kind of the thing I'm talking about. Holds Perron to the outside without taking a penalty on the play. Gensel has a rush chance, fires wide. Binnington saves. Penguins are controlling. Matheson has a blast that's saved and held. With 17.7 seconds left, the Blues get a power play. So early in the second, 20 seconds in, Shen from Tarasenko on that power play scores, and it's 1-0 for St. Louis. The Blues then press for another. Perron has a net feed to Saad. DeSmith covers before it gets to Saad. Shen tries to bank one in, ends up hitting the post, so trying to bank one off the goalie. It's a nightly thing now. Remember, that one goes off Smith's foot and in, right? Matheson has a shot that's saved and held. Kapanen with a rush chance that's saved. And then Kyrou makes it 2-0 after a really good shift by the Penguins from Tarasenko and Falk at 8:45. So it's one of those rush chances after the other team had the opportunities. Pressed by the Blues at the half, and then it happens. Crosby and Mikkola get into it, right? So they get into it, and I thought this reminds me of Jarome Iginla when he played for the Flames. Jarome Iginla could be having, I'm not going to say a sleepy game, but not a great game, not a fantastic game. And then you tick him off. Crosby is right now one of those guys. You don't want to tick him off. And they did. You could see it. Now, he had to leave because he had to get, Band-Aids and whatever, his face bleeding after that. He took a punch straight in the face from Mikkola. But I just don't think you do that. I don't think you engage in that with Crosby, because you're going to fire him up and you're going to fire up the entire team, because they're watching their franchise player getting punched in the face. That's going to fire them up. That's just the way that works. So I thought that was a massive mistake for Mikkola there. So we get 4-on-4 for 2 minutes, and then it becomes a 4-on-3 for Pittsburgh for a minute and 32 seconds. 4-on-3, they score. Rust from Rodriguez and Letang at 13:30. Brian Rust continues the amazing run that he's been on since returning from injury. And he tipped it out of the air. Really nice. At real time, you couldn't see it, but on the replay, you could totally see that he tipped that one out of the air. Did not go above the bar on that. 19 seconds later, St. Louis restores the 2-goal lead. It's Colton Parayko from Shannon Perunovich. And with the score 3-1, that then puts Tristan Jarry in net. So DeSmith's out, Jarry's in. And I don't think it was because DeSmith was bad in the game. I think it was more of a we need to change things up kind of goalie pull. So Perron takes a stretch pass. The Blues would press on that. Jarry denies Mikkola, so Mikkola around the net there. And then Rust scores on a really nice tic-tac-toe play from Crosby and Gensel at 15:46. Nice rush. The three of them pass it back and forth and forth. And again, that's a fantastic line. Malkin's probably going to be back in the next game. Pittsburgh could get more dangerous. The Penguins then press with 2 minutes left, but the whole game changed after that Crosby versus Mikkola dust up in front of the net. That absolutely changed the whole complexion of the game. So go to the third. Crosby has a rush chance. That's saved. Mikkola mixing it up again at the Penguins net. And this is where things get kind of ugly. The Penguins get a power play. It's considered to be goalie interference by Mikkola on that. Simone is denied. Kapanen was denied as well. That power play is killed off. Tarasenko has a chance to save. The Blues press. Good first half by the Blues. Not a lot of room out there for the Penguins. Bjornquist fires one high. The Penguins press. Kyrou gets a turnover. The Penguins defend on that. Binnington saves. Nice net driving there by the Penguins, but Binnington making saves there. Crosby scores, and it's challenged for goalie interference, but Binnington's outside the crease. At the very least, Binnington's glove's outside the crease, and he puts his glove out to try to get the puck. And so the fact that Crosby hits the glove's outside the crease, it's not goalie interference. They had Don Koharski there as well for that, and Don Koharski said, yeah, that's going to count, and it did. So Crosby gets the goal from Gensel and Marino at 12:23. So the goal not only stands, but now the Penguins have a power play. So you have a tie game. They probably shouldn't have challenged it for goalie interference. I mean, I kind of understand it, because if it comes off the board, you still have the lead, but it's a risk, right? And so that risk is that this happens. Rodriguez scores on the power play from Letang and Rust at 12:35. That's 2 goals in 12 seconds. And suddenly Pittsburgh's ahead. So again, I really think Mikkola and Crosby mixing it up, I think that turned around the game for the Penguins. So the Pens at a 2-on-1. Krug defends there. Penguins get another power play. We then get 13 seconds of 5-on-3 for the Penguins. And it was a clear hold on the play. You can't grab the guy's jersey and yank on it. You can't. Now, could you have called an embellishment? Maybe, but if you yank on a guy's jersey, he's probably going to fall down. So, all right. Anyways, puck skips over Gensel's stick, and then McGinn would score after the power play ends. Not by much either after the power play ends. Bluger and Aston Reese with the assists at 18:21. So all the crashing noises you heard were from this little guy here, wasn't it? Are you being trouble? You're definitely being trouble. All right. As Shadow gets older and settles down, now I got a bunny rabbit causing trouble. All right. So after the power play ends, they score the goal, and then Tarasenko gets thrown out of the game. I don't know. I guess he was still complaining about penalties and calls he didn't like. And Panger said it was the goalie interference by Mikkola. He didn't like that call. Whatever it is. He's out of the game. He's gone. Tarasenko, misconduct. He smashed his stick as he left the game. So not a great night for St. Louis. They pull the goalie with 1:20 left in late seconds of the game. Saves by Tristan Jarry to maintain the lead. The Penguins win 5-3. They go to 19-9-5. Their 9th win in a row. So they were 10-9-5. Now they're 19-9-5. St. Louis, a rare loss in regulation. They dropped to 19-10-5. So very, very close record-wise coming out of tonight. Pittsburgh with a little bit better of a record just because there's that one extra regulation loss for St. Louis. Shots in this one, 14-7 Pittsburgh in the first, 15-11 St. Louis in the second, 16-7 Pittsburgh in the third. Final shots, 41-29 for the Penguins. Power plays, St. Louis goes 1 for 1. Pittsburgh goes 2 for 5. Tarasenko might not have been happy about the fact there were 5 Pittsburgh power plays. Hits 28-25 Pittsburgh. Binnington 36 saves on 41 shots. DeSmith saves 13 out of 16 before he gets the hook. And then Jarry saves all 11 in regulation. So there you go. And my final word on the whole thing today, there's the one commercial that drives me completely insane. It's the Taco Bell commercial with the two women talking about cutting up their burrito and two of different kinds of burritos because you can't pick. And one's a Libra and one's a Virgo. That commercial, I'll be very happy when it's gone. I mute the TV when it comes on. I don't know if I'm alone. Let me know in the comment section below what you thought of the games or of the commercial. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe. If you're browsing your way through, you just happen upon this video, what can I say? Odd things irritate me, but that commercial definitely does. Thank you guys so much for watching, for all your support. I will talk to you again soon.